And here I am. It's now what the fuck Thursday. I just woke up, man. I was so tired. I had physical therapy again yesterday. I don't know that man. Man, he just be having me tapping out. And then, I try to do what he said to do the next day. This morning, I tried to do it. I did about half the routine, and I said, I can't do this. This is too tiring. It's just too exhausting. So I ended up taking a 3-hour nap. I just woke up about 30 minutes ago. So I have sleep bags under my eyes right now. I did manage to, get my hair together and put on a little bit of makeup so I didn't scare you guys. But other than that, I'm just kind of out of it. I just don't know. And just to update, somebody asked me, what's going to happen about DNN. I'm going to try to do it starting next month. We'll see. Guys, got to remember, I'm just not myself. I'm just barely getting the energy to do this. It's just amazing. I do have a show scheduled for Sunday. We'll be here talking about helicopter parenting. This is based on a post that we had on the community wall, and people responded about their parents. The topic was closed bedroom doors, I think. But over the years, we've had a lot of questions about, and a lot of comments rather, and questions that came in the advice column about one issue of parenting or another. And it just amazes me how many overly indulgent parents there are, and raising a whole generation of entitled brats that don't really know how to do anything. So I thought, we need to talk about it while you guys have children that are young enough that if you're on this path, you can make a U-turn and correct that. Okay, so no fingers will be pointed, but we are going to be talking about some issues that are impacting the children of today, because that's going to be our leaders in society of tomorrow. So we need to do something about that real quick. Okay, so that'll be on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 7 if you're on the east side. So let's get started. This advice column does not take questions live today. So if you see somebody asking a question, I've noticed a couple of people doing that over the last few weeks. If you guys notice that, please just tell them, to submit their question on survivingdating.com or depsterism.com. It's the same form, and still they can be considered for the coming show. But they keep typing more augmenting their question, like they think somebody is going to answer it. It's like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that's not going to happen. So let them know, please. Watch your language, and try to have a good time. Your questions, and your answers to them, especially if you live in the country or the region where the person is writing from. If you have some insight, you have something additional to add to my response, please type that in the chat room, because they will also look there. So you guys are very much a part of this process. Okay. So today we're up to 20 questions. I believe we went from 16 to 18 to now 20. So let's do this. Okay, question number 1 is a young man. He's a 22 to 27 age group. He's a Capricorn from Dallas, Texas. So I've been seeing a 21-year-old young lady for about 5 months. Let's call her Lexi. We've got great physical chemistry, similar senses of humor, and she's a lot of fun to talk to and hang out with. Naturally, when she began asking about taking things to the next level, I was definitely down for it. I talked to a few of my friends about it, including Barbara, 22, a childhood friend of mine who is also in Lexi's sorority. When I told Barbara I was planning to take my relationship to the next level, her reaction seemed a bit off. I noticed this and asked after a bit of prodding. Barbara told me that she didn't think Lexi, which is my girlfriend, in case we forgot, I guess, would be a good idea. When I asked why, Barbara sent me some screenshots from her private Instagram, which revealed 2 things. Number 1, the 2 times Lexi and I had a disagreement about something, she would post about it on her account in a way that excluded important information and made her look better and me worse. It's nothing really serious, but it was enough to raise an eyebrow at. Number 2, she still talks to her ex a lot, particularly after the aforementioned disagreements. One post she made mentioned them having a 6-hour phone call. This ex has long since moved to the other side of the country, which is why they broke up. But this is still concerning. I'm not the jealous type, but I don't want to go all in on someone if they're not all in on me. My issue is not sure how to talk to Lexi about these things, given that I'm not supposed to know this information. But I'm also wondering whether pursuing a relationship is a good idea after everything that I've seen. Deb, how seriously should I take these posts? Are they really just passing thoughts, or are they red flags that I shouldn't ignore? I feel like I have to do something about this soon! Exclamation marks galore. According to Barbara, Lexi has made another post complaining about me being wishy-washy when it comes to committing to her. I'm not sure what to do. Okay, wait a minute. Aren't you in the 22 to 27 age group and you acting like this? Where's your testosterone? You don't go by what some gossipy childhood friend has to say about anything. I mean, as I was reading this, when you said, quote, childhood friend, I was thinking, has she ever tried to tell you that she liked you or been in any way treated you like an admirer, like she's trying to get your attention for more than a childhood friendship tip kind of thing? Because this is messy. This is messy. This is nothing that, to me, she should have been involved in at all. Okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to man up and you're going to open your mouth and you're going to talk to your woman about your relationship. That's what you're going to do. You're going to stop listening to Barbara about anything because it's not her relationship. It's not her situation. It's not her business. Why you even listening to her is just beyond me. I don't even understand that. Why are you going to go tell her anything? So anyway, what you do is you go and you talk to Lexi. Don't do this on the phone. Do this face to face. Don't you dare do this by text. And you don't mention those other things. You just say, you know, um, I was thinking, that we've been really getting along and this and that, and you're a pretty wonderful lady and stuff. And I was thinking about, what we're going to do next. Now, you don't say you're going to take it to the next level. You ask what you're thinking about what we're going to do next. This is very important. You say, but, I have a couple of questions that I'd like to get your opinion on. And then you ask her, so, I know that you and your ex broke up mainly because he moved to the other side of the country. Are you done with those feelings for him? Or is it something that, if he came back, would you feel it was okay to pick up where you left off? Get a thought on that. Hear what she has to say. Okay, she's going to be thrown off guard. It's going to be coming from left field, of course. So she might be sputtering and stuttering a little bit. I probably would. As much game as I have, that would throw a curveball at me. But, you need to know this. Get her honest feelings and don't react. Don't react. Just listen. Okay, the other thing is that I have to consider is you guys are in an age group where social media is the world to you. Your selfies, your posts, your Instagrams, your followers, your likes and all the stuff means something to y'all. It don't mean nothing in the real world. Okay? Nothing. Zero. Niche. Nada. So, like I said, there's a cultural, like an age difference in this situation. Whereas to me, a lot of people in my age group don't even have social media. We definitely be posting our personal business on it. We post goofy stuff, motivational things, pictures maybe, stuff our kids or families doing, something that happened at work, something we read somewhere. Y'all want to post about yourself. And so there's a very different focus on social media by use for the more mature set and you youngsters, if the person even has a social media presence at all. So taking that into consideration, from my perspective, it is nothing at all to concern yourself with. That to you guys is contact with real people, and like they like everybody who's your follower is your best friend or something. It's real bizarre, and so you just be venting. That's how women do. We vent. Okay, men tend to be more reticent. Women talk. That's how we do. That's how we release our stress. This motherfucker right here, he get on my nerve. But that don't mean you don't love him. That don't mean you don't want to be with him. It means that in that moment he got on your last nerve, the one that you kept in a safe. He found it and he got on it. That's all that means. So, that's my opinion. You wrote to ask for my opinion. I think a lot of this before you move forward is going to depend on what she says in the conversation that you are going to have with her, leaving Barbara out of it. And you're not going to go back and tattletale and tell Barbara what you guys talked about either. You need to understand a relationship is two people. That's the only two people that need to be up in it. Okay? Keep your mouth closed. Don't be running to tell your mommy everything, your best friend, or Barbara. Okay? Keep your mouth shut. And your girl needs to learn to do the same. My God. You guys need to grow up. Question number 2. This is a young lady in the 28 to 34 age group from Santa Cruz, California. Oh my gosh. This is a what would Deb do question. Okay, hold on a second. I want to get over to where you guys are on the comments. Oh, yeah, see, Mary Elizabeth coming through as usual. She said, Barbara's nosy. I was like, Shay! Shay's my girl. She's here. I see everybody here, all the usual customary suspects. Okay. Let me now I can go. I can do my column. I can do the show now. I have to make sure all my team is here. Okay. So question 2, Santa Cruz. This is a what would Deb do question. I was at a friend's house. We're both 29. where she lives with her boyfriend. He's 30. They are both overweight, and I'm more on the average to slim side. Not that I judge people, this is just for context because it's important to the question. She was a little bummed because of a bad day regarding her weight, and as she voiced her self doubts, comparing herself to me, her boyfriend overheard and told her right in front of me that he doesn't like sacks of bones anyway. Real women like her are more attractive. I know he didn't mean it as an insult against me because he only wanted her to stop worrying about her weight, but it still hit home with me because I suffer from body dysmorphia, which he knows. I was too stunned to speak up right in this moment, but I still feel really uneasy about his words. I tried to talk to him later, but he dismissed me with the notion that I am overreacting. Deb, do you think I'm overreacting? I don't know how to handle this. The safe feeling I had around them is gone right now. What would you have done? How should I be looking at, or as you say, reframing this so that it makes sense? You in the 28 to 34, okay, you 29 years old and you are acting like this. The amount of immaturity in these young people is just astonishing to me. This man wasn't, nothing he said really is about you. Okay, you just going way too deep with this. He don't give a shit about you. He's caring about his girlfriend and her feelings about herself. His comment was strictly directed to her about her problem. He's trying to show her his love and his support don't have shit to do with you. Okay, you put yourself all up in it. Oh, my feelings. Oh my God, I have body dysmorphia. This and that. So, don't nobody give a shit what you have. That's your problem. Okay, and you want to have all these issues, take your ass to a shrink. Fix the problem. Don't expect other people to cater to your special feelings. They can't even talk in their own house to their own woman in their own relationship to make her feel better because you're going to get all in your feelings. Girl, you don't grow up. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It's not about you, okay? You're just being a little narcissistic right now and thinking everybody's supposed to be treating you like a special snowflake. I'm trying to tell you, nobody gives a shit about what you look like, what you feel, nothing. You was at their house and you putting yourself in their relationship. Oh my God. She shouldn't have insulted him back at all. She should have if it was that bothersome, got up and left. That's what you do. You deal with your feelings, you in somebody else's house. You don't be asking him nothing and try to talk to him about it. You don't talk to him about nothing. That's not your business. That's why he said that you was overreacting, because you were. You don't insult somebody back at their house when they didn't even direct anything at you. You insult somebody back when they insult you. Okay? He was saying that in a general sense to make his fat girlfriend feel better. Okay? That's it. It doesn't have shit to do with her. There's no reason for her to open her mouth or feel anything. If anything, she should have joined in and said, yeah, you know, girl, the men like every different kind of body type. There's no reason for you to feel like you have to be anything to have, you know, to have somebody to love you or, you know, whatever you wanted to say. You could have joined in on his side to augment what he said. It would have endeared you to him and to your friend. But no, you didn't do that. Instead, you just focused all on yourself. People need to grow up. Learn how to handle yourself in social situations that really don't involve you. It's not about you. He didn't say like bag of bones like her, right? If he had said that, then I could see you firing back. But he didn't. Nothing he said was about you. He was just speaking in generalities. Oh my God. This is what we're going to talk about on Sunday, Diana. This is a part of it. These special snowflake people. They're raised by these overly indulgent parents that didn't teach them any kind of resilience or emotional toughness. And they think everything is about them. Everybody's supposed to cater to them. They're supposed to get everything that they want the way that they want. It's all part and parcel of what's going on in our society right now. From the trans mess to, you know, men being, you know, violent towards women because they got rejected and feeling entitled to. It's all part and parcel of the same thing. The parenting. It comes down to the parenting. That's my stance, and I'm gonna stick to it because this is new. This all started with, you know, this trend started with, you know, not saying no to your children and giving participation trophies. When that mess started, society went downhill. The draft ended, so boys are weak and sissified. It's just ridiculous. All of these things happen at the same time, and this is the end result. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna talk about all of this on Sunday. So be here at 4 o'clock if you have children or you deal with young people like in your employment, or I don't know what it your family, whatever. There is a definite path to this to correct it. I know I'm not a child psychologist, but I'm a very logical person, and I'm very observant, and I see patterns, and I see the results of those patterns, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. So those of you, like I said, who got kids that are in an age where you can make a correction in how you treat and raise them, please consider what we're going to talk about this Sunday at 4 o'clock. If if you're not sure, you can remember, hit that subscribe button and hit the instant notification bell so you get a reminder to your phone. Okay, because this is important. Yeah, exactly. Like DP Diana Prince. This is exactly what's going on. So no, you don't fire back at someone at their unless they insult you directly. If they're talking about something that you don't like, you get your happy ass up and you go home. That's what you do. Okay. My goodness. That's what with Deb. I'm telling you what I would have done. It's like, yeah, girl, why don't you work out with me? Or so I would have said something like that to be supportive of quote my friend, and not try to turn it around into something about me. Question number 3, female, 22 to 27 again. Oh, this is a popular age group today. Las Vegas, Nevada. I have a crazy question, but this is a real issue. This guy I'm dating is perfect in all ways, and I'm super attracted to him, but I just don't like his breath. I'm not sure what to do about it, though. It's not that I suffer from his breath. I just don't like it. He seems like he has good hygiene. I mean, he showers every time before we meet, but his smell is just meh. I'm really attracted to him otherwise, so it's a bummer. What should I do? You should buy a package of Tic Tacs, and you should take one and you should offer him one. It may be his diet. You don't say like what culture you guys are and stuff, what he eats. I mean, could it be his digestive tract? I mean, to eat a lot of junk food, a lot of meat, drink a lot. I mean, what's going on with dude's diet? It could very well be something like that where he's kind of backed up. You know what I mean? So he's got like poo poo breath. That happens when people don't have a good elimination. Good elimination. Just I'm gonna tell you guys something from my days as a trainer. A lot of people don't know this. You should be pooping a minimum of 3 times a day. There are people. I had a girl who did my nails who told me she pooped once a week. Now we're having a poop conversation. Just roll with me on this. Okay, this is directly applicable to this question. She told me that she poops once a week, and I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she's doing her nails. She's doing my nails. I wonder if it's emanating from her pores. You know what I mean? This is pre-COVID, so they didn't really use gloves. So I'm like, So I told her she not started eating an apple every day. I said, eat an apple every day, and that will rectify that situation. And so I see you, Amanda. But, it could be dental hygiene. It could be his diet because, what you eat. It could be that he has, like, mild tonsillitis or some other kind of gum inflammation. I mean, there's so many possibilities here of what it could be. But, you know, that's the only thing I can say. You can start investigating what he's eating and then make suggestions. Or you can make sure when you guys do go on a date, you eat stuff like salads and stuff. So it'll help start, offer him fruit for snacks if you pull it out your tote bag and y'all be munching on an apple and some walnuts or something. I mean, there's ways around this to kind of get his system cleaned out. But other than that, it's going to be hard to be intimate with someone who emits odors that you don't find attractive. It's not going to work. That is kind of primal for women. We have to be attracted to the pheromones that come from the man that we're interested in. Doesn't sound like that's what's going on here. So you're attracted to him mentally. You're attracted to him, I don't know, maybe emotionally, but you're not attracted to him in a biological sense, which is what men and women need in order to move forward to, physical intimacies and beyond. So this is going to be a big stumbling block. Those are my suggestions, but if it's something that you can't figure out, he don't want to go to the dentist, he don't want to change his diet, whatever's going on with him, then you just going to have to let it go. It's not going to work. Every time he's going to reach over to try to kiss you or talk in your face and whisper in your ear, you're going to be like, ugh, stop talking, and holding your breath and just being all turned off and stuff. It's not going to work. Yeah, sinuses too. It could be a sinus. It could be tonsils. It could be sinuses. It could be gums. It could be rotten teeth. It could be digestive tract. So there's so many options, And I'm not here to try to diagnose dude, but usually if people eat more fruits and vegetables, whatever the problem is, kind of clears itself up. That's always a good starting point. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. Away from the bad breath boy. Female, 22 to 27, again from Houston, Texas. I have a first date on Saturday. We are meeting at 2 p.m. for cocktails since we both flexed that day and don't have work. We work at different hospitals. However, he has told me this evening that he will aim to be home by 6 p.m. Not sure if this is abnormally early for a Saturday night date. Oh, Saturday night first date, excuse me. Not sure what to think about this. When I asked why the 6 p.m. return, he said that he didn't want the next day to be a write-off as he may be meeting his friends for lunch. And he hopes to be seeing his kids, who he sees a lot. I've never been on a first date with someone who has said this before, so I was hoping for some thoughts on this statement. You're doing too much. Okay, I remember Saturday afternoons in Houston. Those were good times. Man, we'd be going to have them tacos and get them dollar margaritas and be ripped. By 4 o'clock, I'd be toast. So I don't understand what the big deal is. Why you have to feel like you get together with somebody at 2 o'clock and for him to want to leave by 5 or 5:30 is too short. You want too much for a first date, okay? Roll with it. You might decide to meet him and say, oh, God, I'm going to be out here at 3. Don't worry, dude. You'll be home by 3:30. You just never know. But then you up there worrying in advance about blocking off half the dude's life. Oh, my God. It's a first date. It's a meet and greet, okay? Go with it. If you want to do something else that night, then hook up with your girls or something. Book a second date. Do something with yourself. But there's no reason for this man to want to give you his whole freaking day, and he don't even know you yet. You tripping, okay? You tripping. You're doing too much. He was good to give you that much time because I'm not our girl. If you get 30 minutes, if you got some real good conversation and stuff, we might make it to 45 to 60. But I'm still going to do so because I'm not giving you any more than that on the first date. And you mad because you want to be back home at 6. Yeah, she just doing too much. Just doing way too much. Okay, let's move on. Question number 5. Exactly, Drea. I don't know why I think because she just feel like, he's putting a boundary up. And so she's, getting in her feelings about it. But all she had to say is, oh, well, that's fine. That works for me because I don't like the long, first meeting to be too burdensome either. Okay? Why couldn't you say something like that and look like a G instead of like somebody thirsty or some man's attention that you don't even know? This is ridiculous. Question number 5, female, 28 to 34. She's a Pisces from New Jersey. That's talking about a male, also in the 28 to 34 age group. Hi, Miss Candace, Shay, and Deb. I am a 28-year-old black woman, and I recently went out for my first in-person meetup. While I was there, a guy I talked to a couple of times before made conversation with me. We have a couple of things in common, and he's a lot better looking in person. The thing is, he lives in another country, and he said he was flat out broke. After hearing that, I don't want a relationship with him. Good. But here's my question. Is it a good idea to have a one-night stand with this guy? I haven't done anything like that before, but I'm attracted to him. He's only here for about another month, and I don't want anything else. If the squad can chime in too, that would be helpful. My vote is no. My vote is no. Because of the fact that he lives in another country, so you don't know what he might do to you and then deuce out on the next thing smoking. Okay, it's bad enough when they live here. When they tell you they don't even live here, he has no ties here, he has no obligations here, he has no responsibilities here. He could do anything to you on your one night stand and then dip out and nobody will even know that he was there. Wise up, lady. You can't be having one night stands with everybody that you're attracted to. You have to do stuff that makes sense. This makes no sense. He's broke. He don't live here. You don't even know if the name he gave you is his real name. There's just too much shady stuff in this scenario for me to co-sign on this. And since he's claiming he's leaving next month, you're not even going to have really the time to investigate to find out if what he's talking about is real and it is safe for you. Dip out on this. Leave him alone, okay? Find somebody else to be attracted to. What's up, giggles? Yeah, don't do this. I'm glad you had enough sense to write, though, because, I'm all for women getting their swerve on if they want to, but this situation has too many high risk points in it for me. My alarm bells are ringing all off the chain. Where you gonna go? He flat broke. Where's he living? That means he gonna be coming to your house? Oh, hell to the no. You gonna go to a hotel with him? No, you're not. You gonna go to wherever he's crashing with some miscellaneous straight people that you don't even know and they ain't never heard of him. It's gonna be a group of them and one of you. You're not doing that either. You see where I'm going with this? And these aren't things I thought of as soon as I was reading the letter. No, this is not gonna happen. So you haven't done anything like that before, and you're not gonna do it today or this month or whatever with him either. Okay, it's not gonna happen. He doesn't have enough ties here. Every red flag I could think of is waving right now. Yeah, this is, she say danger broke dusting. Well, now I mean it's no. Okay, this sounds like a high risk, very dangerous situation for you, and I'm just not down with it. Okay. I hope I went to walk through all the steps of my thinking so that you understand where I'm coming from on this. It's not about you not getting your swerve on. It's about you getting your swerve on in a situation where you're safe, okay, where you can mitigate the risk. This ain't that situation. Like I said, you don't even know if that's his real name. And he gonna claim he broke. He don't have no money. That means he don't have no job. And he has no ties to the community. Leave him alone, please. If you go to a next meetup and he's there, don't even talk to him. Just move on, wave from across the room, hey, something like that, and you go talk to other people, okay? This is, nope, all the nopes in the world. Question number 6, female, 22 to 27, from Birmingham, Alabama. Hello, ladies. I have been friends with a girl for the last 2 years who recently found out that she was pregnant. We are both 25, if that matters. Before getting pregnant, she had a habit of being the center of attention, but it was more tolerable, like more easy to look over because of her fun qualities and fun personality. But as of late, and ever since she found out that she was pregnant, she has been a total nightmare, to say the least. At first, I thought it was just hormones, but as time went on, our friend group felt more and more taken advantage of. This friend constantly talks about herself, calls me crying at all hours of the day because she's fighting with her baby daddy, who is not a bad guy, and she openly treats him like garbage. But she never asked me how I'm doing. The one time I did confide in her about my mental health, she later used this as ammo against me in a fight and held it over my head. When I tried to talk to her about her behavior in the beginning of her pregnancy, she said a good friend would try to understand what I'm going through. It just didn't sit right with me. This behavior has been getting worse, so I tried to talk to her about it again. She instead spewed crap about me to the other girls in our friend group. When I tried to ask her about her actions, she said, I'm not talking about this anymore. I said, well, why? Because you play the victim and everything and can't take responsibility for your behavior? She said, listen, I'm not fighting with anyone about this anymore. We both said our piece. I'm over it. If you're not, that's on you. I just won't talk to you about the baby as much. I told her it's not about the baby and more of how she treats me. And then she said, listen, I'm not doing this. I'm done reading your messages because I don't need your negative energy in my life. I am no longer replying to you. Not sure what that means. It means I'm no longer replying to you. What do you think it means? I'm supposed to go to her gender reveal in 2 weeks. To top it off, my boyfriend and this friend are cousins, so we're sort of like family. I'm not sure what to do here and if this friendship is even worth worrying over. Can you help me? Yes. Let's talk about this. Let's go through the many steps of this drama situation that you find yourself in. Okay, first of all, because she's pregnant and she got a baby daddy, that's not your problem. She got problems with the baby daddy, that's her choice. Okay? See, me, I don't know, this might just be me, but when women choose to be a baby mama, because all these different birth control methods out here and stuff, and, abortion is still legal, and you still decide that you want to be somebody's baby mama, that's a decision that you made, and it's not going to become your problem, and your choice is not going to become a problem for me. That's the first thing I tell everybody. Don't ask me for shit. Don't look for me to do nothing for you or that raggedy baby. That was a decision that you made. Go to the man that made the baby with you and bring all your problems over there because that's where they belong. And so people's like, well, that's not a good friend. Oh, I'm a very good friend to myself. Okay, so I'm not down with using my life energy to worry about somebody else's stupid choices in life. That's not my role. I do that here. Okay, but this is my business. I don't need to do that in my personal life too with people who are adults and who are supposed to be making, you know, this important and sane decisions. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that would be the first point. I want to lay that foundation out there because that's the position that I would be in when this was happening. So then she starts, mistreating you and calling you and crying and complaining about the baby daddy. What would I say? First of all, don't call me after such and such a time, and I would hang up. Or, well, really at 10 o'clock, my phone goes into do not disturb mode anyway, so she wouldn't be able to bother me. Um, she constantly talks about herself. I would just ask her, why is it every time we have a conversation, it's always about you? There's two people supposed to be in this friendship. So the conversation is supposed to be a two-way conversation. If you just want to talk to yourself, I suggest you hang up the phone and go in the mirror and talk to that bitch staring back at you, because that's the only one who want to hear all this. And then I would hang up. Then you say, well, you confided in her about your mental health, and then she used it against you. To me, that's a violation, and the friendship would be over. That on that alone, that's some stuff I don't tolerate. That crosses all boundaries and sense of reason. I'm not coming back because I see that you're not a friend, and I don't want anything else to do with you. But you didn't do that, so you kept dealing with the silly hoe. So here we go on with the next step. Um, she gonna whine about that you a good friend would try to understand what I'm going through. Say whatever you're going through, you chose to go through it. So why is it my problem? That would be my response. You had birth control, right? You wasn't pregnant all this time, so why is it magically all of a sudden you want all this pity and stuff because you decided to not use your birth control and get pregnant? Why is that my problem? I don't feel like talking about this. And don't when you get tired of him and that damn raggedy baby, don't call me about that either. Okay. Then the behavior's getting worse. So you tried to talk to her again. She's attacking you through your friend group, and yet you still talking to her, you still dealing with her, and you still associating with her. Okay, I'm pointing all of these mistakes out to you because it's let you see a series of stupid mistakes that you made that put you in this situation because you have no boundaries. You don't respect yourself, and you let other people disrespect you and chase around after them like a little wounded puppy, still trying to get their attention. This is just sick and ridiculous. Okay, as an adult woman, you need to do better. There's nothing about this woman that's bringing any value to your life. And it's great that you all used to be friends, but you don't need to be friends with her no more because she's not a friend. Okay, she's somebody you're like someone she uses for attention, and someone who's going to that she can let her listen to her play the victim. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so then you say, you want to play the victim and you don't want to take responsibility, and then she's gonna be all dismissive. Well, I'm not gonna listen to you anymore, and I'm not gonna, listen. And you keep trying, like this is the only friend in the world that you could possibly have, and then I'm not gonna read your messages and this and that, and you say, I don't know what that means. It means block the bitch. That's what that means. Okay, block her. That's what that means. And then you're supposed to go to her gender reveal. You're not going. You're not sending no baby presents. If she should ever marry this baby daddy, which I doubt he's going to do because he would be stupid, then you're not going to send a wedding present and you're not going to go to the wedding either. As far as you're concerned, from this point on, she's dead to you. Tell your boyfriend that he can have a relationship with his cousin because that's their family, but you will not be participating in that. And every situation that's going to be up around where she's going to be there, you're not going to go. That's the way it's going to go from here on, okay? The friendship hasn't been worth worrying over probably since you started it, but definitely since she got pregnant. Okay, now if you don't, I know I said a lot. Go back and listen to this step by step and all the mistakes that you made in your judgment and your behavior, the lack of boundaries towards this woman and what you took from her. Please don't behave like this with people because then I can see you being in the same situation with this boyfriend of yours, letting him walk all over you. This is very, very bad, very bad. Don't do this anymore. Okay, think about what you did here and what value this woman has for you in your life. I'm not seeing any. I don't see any. Okay. What's up, Vanna? I see Vanna. Onyx popped in. Sweet Melody. Yeah. Yeah, this question number 7. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27. God, is everybody in this age group having drama in their relationship? She's from San Jose, California. Hey, Deb, Candace, and Shay. Let me get straight to the point. Yay. Okay, so there is this guy in my shared office who creeps me out. And I want to confront him to tell him to leave me alone. You've been inappropriate, and here's why. But I can't put the words together. The main thing is persistency and flaunting his money. He told me he got a huge bonus at work and offered to buy me movie tickets for this film festival I wanted to go to, but couldn't because I had different budgeting priorities. It was a nice gesture, but something about his tone was weird. Good, you picked up on that. Good job. And I felt like he was offering to buy me by buying a ticket. He then assumed that we were going after I clearly said no, and he asked what time we should meet at the theater beforehand. I'm a clear communicator, and I know that I told him I wasn't going. Just recently, he asked me if I would pick his outfit for a charity gala that has been promoted through our workspace. I told him I wasn't going and didn't want to pick his outfit, and he insinuated he would buy my ticket if I chose his outfit and if it was okay with your partner. Again, surface level, he wasn't openly predatory, but the fact that he would offer to buy me a $200 ticket and claim that it wasn't a date, but also that he wanted me to pick his clothes and get my partner's permission to go with him made me feel yucky. I want to be able to tell him clearly and succinctly how he made me feel. Please help. Okay, I'm not real clear on what shared office space. Are you talking about one of those office tell type of situation? Are you talking about you actually share an office and y'all both work for the same company? I'm really kind of confused about what you mean by shared office space. And he got a huge bonus at his work. So you say you specify his work, so it makes me think that you guys, that it's the office tell situation. So you're not really working. He's not like a co-employee. He's someone at some other company or running his own business or something like that. And you guys share an office space. That's what I'm thinking must be the case. Okay, so rolling with that, you can say this. Like, look, I want you to stop trying to create situations to involve me with you. I'm here to work. I have a partner. I'm not going to be going anywhere with you ever in any time now or in the present. In the future, it's not going to happen. In order for you to not have me file charges of sexual harassment with you, I want you to leave me alone. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me about anything personal. There's really no reason for you to talk to me at all other than good morning, just like I talk to everyone else here. So please respect my boundaries. Do not do this again. And then that's what you do. Now, I'm not sure because, see, a lot of times women say, no, I told him I wasn't going. But the way that you guys tell people isn't necessarily, in your mind is clear, but in a guy's mind there is vagueness because you don't say with any definitive and you don't put any bass in your voice. If you use any of the kind of words like, oh, I don't think so, or oh, that sounds good, but I'm going to be busy. See, so in your mind you saying no, but you're not really saying no. You're just brushing him off, putting him off, and kind of prolonging the agony, which would make it unclear. Well, I'll think about it, maybe. Well, I don't really think so. I think I have something going on today. All those kind of little timid responses are not no. Okay, no is no. It's like no and stop asking me. I'm not going nowhere with you, motherfucker. That's a no. That's a real, you talk about you a clear communicator. That's how you clearly communicate to someone who keep asking you and bugging the hell out of you. That's what you say. What part of no do you not understand, motherfucker? That kind of stuff. And you'll make sure your face matches your words. Then dudes get it. They understand there's no room for ambiguity when you talk to them like that. Like I told you no before. Okay, you need a smoke signal, sign language, carrier pigeon. What kind of way do you need the message no to be delivered to you so that you understand I'm never going nowhere with you? Now, the other thing is you need to be careful around this guy because when you got these kind of people that don't want to take no for an answer, I want you to alert your security in the building. I'm sure you guys have security cameras in the parking lot and stuff like that. Make sure that they always know where you are. I say that because I've been, since I've been home from this recovering, I've been watching a lot of crime TV. And a lot of times, when these kind of dudes like this get upset because you rejected them. And they have this sense of entitlement, say how he keeps coming back, trying to get you to be alone with him and stuff like that. So they will tend to do stuff like, abduct you in the parking lot while you try to get in your car. Create a situation where your tire is flat and you can't get this car started. He's going to be your savior and you're going to go for it. So make sure you got your AAA working You got, your cell phone is always charged. You park in a part of the parking lot where it's near the door and it's well lit, and you alert security of your time of departure and your expected times of arrival so that someone can be looking on the computer, the cameras, or in the parking lot waiting to escort you to where you need to go. That's what you're going to have to do. Because this guy, I don't know, my spidey senses are tingling. This guy is coming off a little bit too weird to me. And like I said, though, but I want to make sure that you rehash what you said to him and make sure that, like I said, your no was seriously a no and not just a brush off. Because that's what most women do. Because, oh, I want to be nice. I don't want to hurt his feelings and all this kind of shit. I don't care about hurting men's feelings. I like it when their feelings are hurt personally. Because, I already told you no. Okay, so now I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm going to go for your jugular. Because I told you no, and you just acting like you can't hear or something. So I'm going to tell you in a way that's going to make it super, super clear that people even on Mars could see that I mean no to you. That's how clear it's going to be. So, think about that and then respond accordingly. But like I said, put some special measures in place to protect yourself. If you can get hold of a stun gun, something like that, get it. Question number 8, female, 22 to 27, Cancer, season from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm having a horrible time with the people in my apartment. There are constant noise violations, dogs barking 24/7, people smoking weed on their balconies. Oh, wow. This is supposedly a smoke-free building. And playing music outside at 3 a.m. Oh, God, I had some hillbillies that did that kind of stuff. Let me tell you about that in a minute. I'm supposedly friendly with the people in the office, but despite having begged them to take this seriously so I can get a good night's sleep before work, they have not done anything. They will send someone a half-hearted text or email without actually doing anything. In my last building, there was a security patrol guy who would make sure people weren't openly breaking the rules. This building was advertised as having one, but they told me they had fired the guy, and he hasn't been back. The staff basically could not care less, despite treating me like a good friend and pretending to be nice to me. They basically put the blame on me, and like I'm too sensitive, despite the fact that I have documented recordings and proof. Now they're saying they might make me pay $500 to move across the building. I don't want to pay them another cent. How would you handle this? At this point, I'm thinking about filing a lawsuit or just leaving the building without notice. I feel like it's so egregious. It's like living in hell. To make it worse, I always have to play nice with them. I feel they handle it less because I was friendly with them, and it's really upsetting. You would think if we were friendly, they would look out for me, but it's been the total opposite. I'm so fed up with how I've been treated and honestly hurt. Okay, I'm trying to figure out why you feel that you are stuck there and have to take this. Look carefully at your rental agreement. Read all the clauses that it has to do about quiet and sleep, quiet hours and disturbing other neighbors and that kind of stuff. Read it line by line, word for word, and then you use those clauses and you write a letter and tell them this is your 60-day notice and that you will be leaving the unit and moving out. Then you go and you find you a place that's quiet. Preferably get you in a small building. Okay? That's what I like. I don't like them big buildings. I like small, I always lived in kind of small units, except in Houston, everything was huge. Wasn't able to do that there. But it was a big complex, but the buildings themselves only had 4 units. But it was, the complex was went on forever. But something like that where you get the opportunity to know your neighbors yourself. And then, ask them before you move in. Talk to the manager. What kind of rules do you guys have in place about noise and dogs and stuff like that? I always like to move in places where they didn't allow pets, personally. Or maybe just a cat, but no dogs. Because dogs make too much noise. So, that's something else you might want to consider when you move, when you look for a place. So think about all of that and then find yourself another place over the next 60 days. You would have already given your notice. You will start packing and then you will move. That's what you're going to do. All of this is wasted energy. Unfortunately, you never get control over who lives in your apartment complex. Even when you buy into a condo situation, they usually have more stricter policies though. Because, they have the homeowners association. They be regulating on folks with a vengeance. But apartments is kind of iffy. It just really depends on the management. And it's risky. But those would say, you interview the manager just like you interview and looking at the apartments. You look at their policies, how they handle things, ask them about potential conflicts and what they would do. And that would give you an idea if you want to move there. Okay. These are things you should interview them just like you interview an employer for a job interview. You want to move someplace where you guys are on the same page. I refuse to live someplace where it's too noisy. I want to be able to take naps in the afternoon. I don't like them ghetto apartments where people be opening their windows and blasting car stereos while they wash their car and all this kind. I don't like that. I'm not going to live in that kind of environment. I want one where people respect each other's need for rest after a hard work week. So think about all of that, and then select your next place to live very carefully, and then you move out. There's no use in fighting with these people and begging people to do what you need them to do and respect you and they be your friend and all this other stuff that you're talking about. You're putting too much on it. It's a multi-living situation. There's going to be noise, but it should be reasonable and it should end at a reasonable time, which is usually around 10 p.m. so that people can sleep. So if that's not the case and they're making noise at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. and all this kind of stuff, then you're in the wrong place and you need to move. Question number 9, this is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group, again, in the UK. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you about these hillbillies. Okay, so I'm living in my my little, townhouse. And we have like a central, like there's like a park there and for the kids, a playground, that's what they call it. And then a lot of grassy areas, the kids will be out there playing ball and stuff in the summertime on the weekends and whatnot. And then all throughout the complex, there are these grassy areas you can sit out there with your lawn chair and, if you didn't want to stay in your patio and stuff. And you could, it was like a nice little community thing. Okay. Somebody moved out of their unit and they rented it to these Section 8 hillbilly folks. These folks live in the building across from me. They would be out there. I don't know what they was drunk on. Looked like moonshine because it wasn't in like a regular bottle. It was like in a mason jar, some moonshine or something. And they would be out there 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning playing banjo music and hooping it up and singing country. But it was just unbelievable. So I was like, oh, is that what we gonna do? So I called the police on them a couple of times. So they got quiet down. Then I wrote a letter to the owner. I said, okay, now the police go. Now we got these records, right? You can pull the police report numbers. And then I sent them to the owner. I said, this is what's going on. This is a violation of the tenant, the owner's policy here. And you need to get rid of these tenants. So he did. And that was that. Now it took about 3-4 months for that to happen, but they had a year lease. And, with Section 8, they had to get up out of there. Because they were violating the rules, and so they had to go. And there you go. That's what happened. The Section 8 had to move them. Girl, I'm telling you, banjo music, just singing some hillbilly country ass song, stumbling around, just drunk as fuck, and just acting stupid at 3 o'clock in the morning. And this is a very nice suburban area. They really had no business there. They belong in the boonies up there with the hills to have eyes people. That's where they should have been. But I'm telling you, they didn't stay too long. I made it my mission to get them up out of there. And once I told the owner, and the homeowners association got on him, he had no choice but to get them out of there. So that was what happened. But I set it up first so that I had, reports, the police reports, multiple. I think it was 3. And then that's when I reached out to the owner. So he couldn't do nothing, right? Because it was verified that the police had been out there and made them be quiet. So, I had my evidence in place. So he had no argument. And so he had to do what I wanted him to do. That's how I did that. Question number 9. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group from the UK. We have 20 questions today for those of you who are wondering. We're still down from 25. I can't do that. 25, 26 is what we have been doing every week. But this is, slowly working my way up. Okay, so my girlfriend, we are both 26, doesn't have a car, but she expects me to take her everywhere. I'm getting mad that she's unwilling to use any other transportation to get around. Do you think I'm being unreasonable? Here's the backstory. We live pretty close to a large city. She could reasonably be car free and get around, but she sold her car. I still have mine, but it's a bit of a hoopty. However, whenever we go to some place like some event in the city, she insists that I drive there. I don't want to because I absolutely hate driving near the city. Plus, it's super expensive to park. And she won't split the bill. It's also not a certainty that you'll even find parking. We also live right on a train line that goes straight to the city. She seems really annoyed if I recommend that we take the train. I feel like she'll say anything to not go. She'll say things like, I'm sexist and don't understand what it's like to be a woman. Keep in mind, she's only been on the public transit here a total of twice. So I think she's reading the worst news stories and assuming that's the norm. She might also just refuse to go on the event altogether if it means using any public transit. Anyway, I say fine, whatever. If that's important, why not bike? Well, she doesn't know how to ride a bike. So I say, well, it might be worth learning. She again outright refuses. I'm especially disappointed in this because I enjoy biking to get around town, and it's something I can't do with her. I suggested Uber and Lyft, but she doesn't want to pay for that either. And if all this is true, it sounds like she might want a car, but she keeps saying that she can't afford it. She wants to rely on my car, which I'm annoyed by. She will use it sometimes to drive like 1 block. What? My daddy used to do that. What should I do? Um, this is hard because you probably don't want to break up, but see, that's where I would be with it. I'd be like, okay, you don't want to ride a bike, you don't want to take Uber, you don't want to lift, you don't want to walk, you don't want to do nothing. You just want me to get the expense and wear and tear on my already raggedy car to chauffeur you around like you Miss Daisy. I'm not gonna do it. So this is what I would start doing. When I wanted to go to an event in the city and she said she's not going to take the train, then I would go by myself. You do that a couple of times, she'll get over it. And the main thing about doing public transportation is, um, if you're gonna be with her, what's the problem? You guys are going into the city and using the public transportation, the train together. What does she think's gonna happen? And then she don't want to learn how to ride a bike. That's what she needs to do. Don't let her take your car and drive for 1 block. Shut that down. If she got a key on her key ring, take your key back so that she has to ask you permission to use your car. It's your car. Is she even on insurance? I mean, like if something happens and she wrecks your car, then what? These are the kind of things that you need to think about, sir. She don't want to pay nothing. That means she don't have no money. So if she tolls out your car, then what? Then both of y'all not gonna have a car. She gonna have to take the bus or train or Uber or Lyft or something at that point because it won't be an option. Or she was gonna just stay at home all the time. See, for me, this is a hill I'd be willing to die on. I said, no, I'm not driving. So if you want to go with me, you're going to get on the train. If you don't want to get on the train, then you stay your ass at home. I don't care what you do. But I'm going on the train and I'm not driving my car. That's what I say. The first thing you must do, though, is take your key back. You must take your key to the car. That's your first priority. You can't have a situation where you leave on the train and she jumps in the car and goes anyway. Okay? So, yeah, but this would be it. And if she keeps insisting that I do something the way that she wants to do, but she has put forth no effort and tries to put all the responsibility on me, I would break up with her. Because this is very telling. This kind of attitude that she has, that she's gonna force you to do things her way and make you do what she wants you to do, even though you don't want to do it, is very telling. It's very controlling and it's very negative. It's not a good sign of partnership and cooperation for two people in a relationship that might be talking about getting married and having children. In this situation, she would decide she don't want to do no work with the kids, and you gonna have to do it because she decides she don't want to. That's the kind of person that you're in a relationship with. So I suggest you rethink this. She's giving you a lot of red flags here. This is not somebody that you want to invest in. Let's move on. Question number 10. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group from Kent, England. A male classmate of mine, who's also considered a good friend, likes my bestie. He openly told her that he gets horny when he's with her. Oh, he did. He said that to her? Wow. He doesn't know that I know this. I had a crush on him a few years ago and still have lingering feelings, but I'm not getting into any kind of relationship with him. But recently, when he came to my house, he was laying on my arms while watching a movie and patted near my chest. I was totally taken aback. There was another friend of mine there at the time. I've noticed that he is kind of touchy with a few of his female friends, too. Do you think I'm overthinking, or is he weird? If you think he is in the weird category, how do I tell him to maintain his distance without hurting him? You don't worry about hurting him. What is all this with you girls always worried about hurting somebody's feelings after they have violated all your boundaries and disrespected you? You all kill me with this. Stop it. Stop worrying about men's damn feelings. You just let them do everything they want to do to you, talk to you all kind of crazy, and then you sit there and you worry about checking them without hurting his feelings. Your goal in this situation is to hurt every feeling he's ever had since birth. That's your goal, okay? So all this idea of what you're going to do to him, when he touched near your chest, you're supposed to fling him off your lap onto the floor with force and violence and then kick him out of your house. That's what you were supposed to do. And say, and don't ever come back because you don't understand boundaries, how to respect somebody. You don't be touching me, motherfucker. You done lost your damn mind. That's what you were supposed to tell him. Your friend, when he's telling her that he gets horned around, and she's supposed, I don't give a fuck about your horn or anything else. Don't ever talk to me again, you disrespectful bitch. That's what she was supposed to tell him. But none of you guys are doing that. You tiptoeing around like he's so like a special snowflake that you can't say nothing to. This motherfucker right here. Oh my God. I told y'all what I did to a male friend of mine. After years, we've been friends for years. And this motherfucker gonna sit up there and tell me, well, if you're not gonna give that thing to nobody else, this is after my husband died, right? If you're not gonna give that thing to nobody else, give it to me. That's what he said to me on the phone. That was the last time I talked to him. He sent me emails, he sent me texts, he even sent me faxes through my business line. I had a fax machine set up at the house. He sent me a fax. I deleted all, that was before you really could block people on that kind of stuff. They didn't have all that software that they do now. You could block people on phone line, like fax line and stuff. They do have that now, spam blockage. But at the time, they didn't. But he was out of my life that second. Because, see, in my mind, if you going to cross a boundary with me and you refer to my daughter and introduce me, people to her, introduce her to people as your niece and me as your, sister, then you're going to cross that kind of boundary with me. If you cross it with my daughter, I would kill you. And that's what I told him. I said, so this little association that we have here, this is over. And he starts sputtering and trying to take it back and stuff. I'm like, no, you said what you meant to say. You wasn't expecting this reaction. But you out of here, buddy. Don't ever talk to me again, and I'm going to make sure you don't. And that was it. That's what I did. So, see, what I'm saying is, women, you guys take too much. You take too much. You let men talk to you all kinds of crazy ways and say stupid shit to you and put their hands on you and touch you and do all kind of disrespectful, egregious, nasty, vulgar things to you. And then you worry about what you're going to say to them that doesn't hurt their feelings. You're supposed to intentionally try to hurt his feelings. If anything, if he don't want to hear it, then you make him bleed. Okay, that's my personal thought about it. You're not going to get in my face and you're not going to say nothing to me. You're going to get the fuck out of my life. That's what you're going to do. And if you say anything else about it, or you make any kind of move towards me to suggest that you're trying to put your hands on me and hurt me, it's not going to end well for you. So this is the kind of thing you ladies need to stop thinking about being nice. There's a video on this channel about nice needs to die. Please watch it. That is a word that should be eliminated from your vocabulary when it comes to men. You don't be nice to men when they're not nice to you. If he's nice to you, then yeah, it's hurting you be nice to him back. But once they cross that line and disrespect you or do anything that even hints at violence towards you and disrespect, you don't worry about nice. You light his ass up like it's the 4th of July. Okay? And if more women did that, these guys wouldn't see getting away with this kind of stuff and thinking the shit's okay. Because they would get cussed the fuck out, punched, knocked out. Your brothers would jump him. All kind of stuff would happen. But you all don't tell nobody. You write to me, which is completely anonymous, and then tell me, well, I want to be nice. I want to be nice. I don't want to hurt his feelings. But you don't care that he hurts yours. I say, I don't understand that kind of thinking. So I'm giving you all of this lecture because I can't help you figure out a way to tell him anything without hurting his feelings. I want you to blow his hair back. Tell him, look, you done this and you done that, so this friendship is over. Don't ever come to my house and don't ever call me. Your friend that he's supposed to like needs to do the same. And all the young ladies that he be trying to put his hands on and stuff need to start kicking him in his nuts, punching him in his face, slapping the shit out of him and stuff like that. Then he stop. But y'all just take it and just be like, oh, hee, and all this kind of stuff. Stop it. Okay, that sets you up to be a victim. Because they think they can get away with it because you're not stopping them. You're not putting up any kind of boundaries. His behavior is totally inappropriate and you need to shut it down. Okay? I know you guys are young, you're in the 18 to 21 age group, but this is the time when you learn how to conduct yourself in the world and what you will and will not allow people to do to you, say to you, and any kind of way they're going to treat you. You lay the foundation for that right now. Your parents should have done this with you, but they didn't, so I'm going to help you do it. No, you're never going to accept any kind of treatment like this ever again as long as you live. Do you hear me? Open your mouth and you don't worry about being nice. Cuss his ass out. You're not sure how to do it. Look at some of my videos. I use my scripts without hurting him, please. I'll be trying to hurt him. Question number 11. This is a female in the 35 to 41 age group. She's an Aquarius out of Baltimore. And the male is in the 42 to 49 age group. I need help. I'm going on vacation and I'm leaving the country for a few days. Do you think it is a good idea to leave the guy that I'm dating in my house alone while I'm out of the country on vacation? He does not have mail coming here and he is not on the lease. Okay, so you could tell she listened to this column because she knows what that would be my question. Okay. Family and friends don't see what the big deal is letting him stay here when I be out of the country. They say I am mean and that I'm going to end up an old lonely woman. Oh, really? When I told him I was leaving, the first thing he said was, "Who are you going with?" Another man. Oh, really? Oh, this is just going from bad to worse. I let him know that he had to leave the house. By reason, since I'm not going to be here, you will not be either. Sounds fair to me. He got annoyed and said, "Where am I going to go?" Now he's acting distant with me. I lay on his back and he tells me to get off of him since he don't live here. He says, "I'm leaving for work. I'm not going to be here. Should you leave too?" Wow. Then he changed the subject and asked me to go Dutch with him on a bill at a restaurant. This last statement has nothing to do with him leaving the house for a few days while I'll be on vacation out of the country. He's just making me feel like it's my responsibility to find him a place to be while I'm not going to be in town when it's not my responsibility. I think if my vacation was local in another state, I would not be so bothered. It would not be such a big deal and he could stay in the house. But leaving the country, I would rather him leave and just let the house rest for a few days. I have a lot going on in my life right now, and I'm definitely looking forward to this vacation. What do you think I should do? I think you should dump his dusty, homeless, homosexual ass. Okay, first of all, okay, let's just rewind a little bit. Why is him staying in your house when you're not there such a big? Don't he have a house to stay in? You know, you find him a place to stay. That means that he's homeless or something. He be staying with you, even though he's not on the lease and he don't live there. Stop this shit. Shut this down. You don't have no man in your life that don't have no place to be. And him acting all childish and petulant about, you know, like, oh, well, I'm going to work. Shouldn't you be leaving too? He say, no, bitch, because it's my house. I leave when I damn well please. You the one that's a homosexual bum sleeping on people going from pillar to post. That's not me. This is my shit. I leave when I get ready. That's what he would have got from me. And people are like, oh my God, see, that's mean. But that's what he would have got. You're not going to be trying to tell me nothing. She don't make it sound like she said he's not on the lease, because if he was paying rent, right, he would be getting his mail there and he would be on the lease, right? So obviously he's not paying any rent. He's just a homosexual, like I said. And you own the house and you doing all stuff and you going on vacation in the international and all that stuff. So obviously you got some money. You got some ends meeting way more than him. This dude is not on your level. You're wasting your time. You need to get rid of him. When you go on vacation, cut ties with him. Tell him to take his shit with him when he go. Okay, then you get back and you don't pick up this anymore. You got to start thinking differently about the man that you bring around. What the fuck is he bringing to the table except some dick? Okay, that's it. You don't have that up in your house. You go to his house. You go to a motel. You do whatever, but you don't bring them home and let them feel like they have a right to be there. And so that the point where they get mad when you remind them that they don't. You're not doing this right. Okay, you're not handling this well at all. You're putting yourself in a very bad situation. And as far as your family saying you mean and stuff, and say, look, bitch, and then you bring them over to your house then while I'm gone, since you want to provide a roof and a cot and 3 hot meals for him, you do it. But he ain't going to be here because this is my shit and this is not going to be here. And that's just the end of that. I don't know, Kristen. That's what I'm thinking. It's like, you're a homeless motherfucker and you think you're going to be in my house squatting and stuff? No, go down there to the homeless in Camden and live with the other bums. That's what you need to do. It's not my job to worry about where you live. Live in your goddamn car. Shit. Live under the bridge. I don't care where you go, but you're not going to be here. And that's just the way I feel about it. Well, locking the windows, I mean, that means if he got in, he would be breaking and entering, So that's something to consider too. But I don't know. There's nothing about this guy that I'm seeing here that, he going to argue with you about being in your spot. That's when he would have become every kind of motherfucker I could have thought of. And then the relationship would have been over. You're not going to argue with me when I set a boundary about my shit that I'm paying for. This is my shit. It don't have nothing to do with you. Your name ain't on nothing. You ain't paying nary a bill up in this bitch. This is my shit. So you get the fuck out when I tell you to. And you don't have no conversation about it neither. The fact that he want to be trying to argue about it, see, that would be the end for me. Get the fuck out now. Just take your shit with you and go. Bye. I don't know, but I guess people have a much um, more tolerance for bullshit than I do. Yeah, you're right, huh? If he has a key, then he's gonna be at the house whether you want him to be or not. So that might be something to think about. Change the lock so he can't get in. It don't cost that much to have somebody come out and change the lock. Actually, you can do it yourself if you look on YouTube. They tell you how to do it. But yeah, change your locks when you kick him out. Change your locks because when you get back, you're gonna break up and you don't want him back in your house. In case because even if you get the key back, he could have made a copy. Good point. Thank you, Bonatella, for reminding me about that fine detail. See, I was on my rant and rave. I forgot all about that part. But yeah, she right. You better handle your business, girl. Question number 12, female, 22 to 27, Tucson, Arizona. Long story short, someone I recently started dating says he wants a wife who will be a stay-at-home mom and a housewife. Oh, does he now? Is he like for one of them sex Mormons or something? A Sunni Muslim? What's going on with dude? I said I want a career. He said that I would be happy raising the kids and never have to worry about money when he gets a good job, which he does not presently have, by the way. I'm wondering if there's ever a way to compromise when each person is adamant about what they want. Or should I just let this go? Girl, the second them words came from his lip and you know that's not the lifestyle you want to lead, of the lifestyle of barefoot and pregnant, then you're supposed to deuce out and say, well, it's been nice knowing you. I can see we have some fundamental life goals that are on vastly divergent paths. And so there's no point in wasting either one of us our time anymore on this because I'm not what you want and you're not what I want. And that's when you deuce out. You don't write an advice column to try to figure out how you can adjust your life goals and what you want for yourself to adjust to some dusty bomb that you just met. See, you on that page where a lot of young women are, where you worried about if the guy likes you and wants you and all that stuff, instead of if you like and want him and if he fits into your life. Y'all need to flip the script around. You spend too much time worrying about who likes you and what you relationship and all this other shit here. I don't know where you get that from. What's the point of being in a relationship with somebody that you can't stand? Somebody who doesn't want to be with you, who wants you to be something else. You're not worried about all of that, the compatibility and the same page and the logic and reason of being in a relationship like that. You worried about what you could do to please him and make him want to be with you. Stop it. You don't want this man and he don't want you. Just let it go. Once some words came out of his mouth, that's when you're supposed to stand up and say, oh, well, it was nice knowing you. I'm out. The end. You act like he's the only man in the fucking world. Let this go. Okay, this doesn't make no damn sense. I'm glad you did have enough sense though to write. But my God, yeah, it's supposed to be lifestyles of the rich and famous. I always say it's lifestyles of the barefoot and pregnant. Because that's what these dudes want. They want somebody they can control. Or you would be happy. No, the fuck I wouldn't. Okay? You barely know me, motherfucker. Do you even know my middle name? But you telling me what I like for the rest of my life. Get the fuck out of here. You would like it. And you would never have to worry about money when I get a good job. When the fuck is that going to be? 2044? I'm a broke motherfucker trying to dictate to somebody. I'm not going to do that. These kind of tests when guys try to figure out how much kind of control they're going to let you, that you would let them have over you. It's a test. He just met you. He don't know if he want to marry you or not. He's just telling you some bullshit just to see how desperate you would be to fall for it. And you right in there. Oh, is there any kind of compromise? Is there any way to work this out so we both get what we want? No. There's no way to work it out. Either you're going to be a career girl or you're going to be a barefoot and pregnant girl. Which one do you want? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no middle ground on that. Okay, you use one or the other. It's like being hot or cold. Okay? There's no warm here. You're one or the other. And he made that very clear. Jesus Christ. Y'all can tell I'm getting back to myself because my language is shifting. Back to savage. This is some bullshit. Question number 13. Female, 18 to 21. She's from Reading in Berkshire in the UK. Berkshire? I don't know how you pronounce it. Anyway, I'm 20 and I'm engaged for a few months to the love of my life. At 20, don't you have nothing else to do with your time? He's 20 as well. Y'all doing too much. And an amazing person, and he loves me, and I love him even more. But he suffers from undiagnosed depression and low self-esteem. Okay, you dating a garbage pail kid. That's what you doing. I've supported him in every way that I can the 4 years that I've known him. After this many years of him being sad, low, depressed, and pessimistic, I am drained, you think? 4 years, I mean, that means, okay, when you were 16, a baby, you started dealing with this depressed Eeyore motherfucker, and now you saying that you're drained? I would have took this for a week. It's something I no longer want to deal with, but I would never tell him this, as I love him too much. And I will still continue to support him, much to my dismay. Okay, too many words here. But I am so drained. It's so difficult being with somebody that doesn't want to help themselves, that doesn't make an effort to feel better, and it doesn't take my advice and it goes to vain. It's so draining trying to be happy for someone else as well as myself, because even on my bad and sad days, I find it hard to bring that up because it's like I rather one sad person than two sad people. I'm good at regulating my emotions, so when I am sad and have problems mentally, I'm able to deal with it, accept it, and find peace. But that isn't the case with him. I don't know if this makes me judgmental, but I can't stand the fact that he doesn't do something to help himself get over it because he has the solutions in front of him, yet he chooses not to do things that will help his mental health. Deb, it seems like now he enjoys being in a low mood constantly. The other day he even told me that he, quote, found comfort in sadness, end quote. Oh my God, this guy is a piece of work. I understand that some people can only be helped when they want to be helped, but then why ask for my advice? I'm also aware I should communicate this with him, but I would never. There are just some things that are better left unsaid. Now I have to ask you for help on how to cope with this and what to do. I'm like, you're not going to cope with this. You're going to deuce the fuck out, which you should have done at 16. Once he's talking about once it's undiagnosed, to me, it's game. They're going to play the game because it's going to have you Florence Nightingale types running around trying to take care of somebody and nurse them back to health. I don't even like myself when I'm sick, okay? That's why I've been kicking my own ass to try to get myself back together here. I don't like that kind of stuff. You're not going to be depressed around me. You're not going to be sad. I mean, I have my moments, trust me. But then I let myself do it for about, 10, 20 minutes, maybe a half a day. And then I say, okay, that's enough of that shit. What you going to do to fix the problem? And then I get busy making the change that I need to make. Okay, I find the strength to make the phone calls, get onto the emails, pick up the phone, cuss people out. Whatever I need to do, I make sure that it happens so that whatever's bothering me is addressed. This guy doesn't want to do that, and he finds, quote, comfort in sadness. That's some bullshit. And I'm just surprised that you're still there. Probably just because you're so young and you don't know any better because you've been dealing with this since you've been a child. It makes me wonder what your childhood was like. Were you having some parental alienation, some kind of things where they really kind of abandoned you, where you had to deal with alcoholism or drug addiction in your family? What was going on that makes this kind of behavior something that you would even be attracted to? I want you to think about that, because this is a pattern that was formed way before you ever met this guy. A young lady who had a healthy self-esteem and self-confidence level would never have involved herself with this guy. As soon as he started crying that he was depressed and all that stuff, she would say, oh, okay, well, yeah, okay, bye. Because he can't offer you anything. He can't give you anything. He can't even take care of you emotionally because your energy is all focused on him, and you can't take care of yourself because your energy is focused on him. I want you to think about this and what are you getting out of this sad, sick, and twisted situation? The fact that you feel like he's your fiance, I think, is what's keeping you there. A lot of you young girls, honey, somebody tell you that they want to marry you, you lose your damn mind. That seems to mean so much to you. I don't know why. It's just a trap. You think it means something that's all big deal and all this sort of stuff for some man to pick you. But you got somebody who's a roach, the bottom of the barrel, like sand crab kind of motherfucker, and you putting all your energy and time into him. He can't never do shit for you. He ain't about nothing. He's not offering you any kind of emotional support. All he does is take. At some point, you've finally gotten tired. You got sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now you just have to find the courage to move away from this and tell him that you're going to leave. You want to be with somebody who's healthy and who can offer you something in a relationship. This is just some garbage. Yeah, they do propose, but you know what you're supposed to say when you say, well, when you going to have some money, when you going to go to the doctor and get your mental health shit in check. Once you do all that, then we'll talk about it. That's what she should have told him, and then she wouldn't be feeling stuck like this. It's just like, oh my God, like acting out like they see on TV. Oh my God, yes, yes, and pointing their finger out and stuff. It's just big drama and romance to these young girls. They don't even put any thoughts about, who is this I would be marrying? Does this even make any sense? What am I going to be getting out of a situation except to be like an indentured servant to this man and just we have the same last name? There's no future here, chick. Dump this fool. Question number 14, female, 28 to 32, age group, she's a Pisces, out of Bend, Oregon. I met a guy on the swipey thing, and we hung out twice. He lives 40 minutes away. I worked 12-hour days and agreed to hang out with him on my days off. He wouldn't come to me and expected me to come to his house after working 12 hours. When I declined, he accused me of not being ready to date and a red flag. Deb, I just started this new job and I expressed how important being successful at my new work is to me. I feel like he's rushing to get into a relationship. I get 2 days off a week. Sometimes if it's raining, I get the day off. Plus, he works until 6 p.m. as well. Okay, so you working 12 hours, and say you work 6 to 6. He gets off at 6 after an 8-hour shift. Okay, I'm just trying to put this into perspective. Is it him rushing into something, or I'm really not ready to date with my schedule? You're ready to date, but you need to A, date somebody who's got a similar schedule to you, or at least is very understanding and tolerant of your schedule, or B, you need to not date at all. See, dating, you can fit dating in on your days off and all this kind of stuff. You don't have to do it on the days which you working your 12 hours. And, going on a date with somebody that you just met, especially on the swipey thing, you don't owe them your time. You don't owe them your schedule. You owe them nothing. They get in where they fit in, okay? And he wants you to come to his house and you just started dealing with him? Are you crazy? Why would you do that? So I'm going to tell you what to do. Is you call him back or text him or whatever y'all do in your communication, and you say, oh, I don't think this is going to work out. And then you just block him so you go on with your life. That's what you do. Okay? Well, he don't need to come to her house, and she don't need to go to his either. She met him on the swipey thing. Okay, wait a minute, y'all. We're going to have to do a show on this online dating. Okay, for some unknown reason, like I said, I've been watching more TV but it's not TV, it's streaming, because I don't have TV. So I've been watching these streaming channels, right? So I have a Roku TV, and then you get the Roku channel. So they have like all these crime shows on there. It's just like a curious person like me's heaven. So I've been having that shit blasted. I'm looking at all this stuff. And I've been watching this show called Deadly Dates. That's out of the UK. And in it, they had left the statistics that said that in the UK, criminal acts involving online dating have increased 450% in the last few years. That's only in the UK. So when you think about that, and then someone else was telling me, about some other shows and stuff, it's like, what's going on? Why would women want to date online? Yeah, that too. It's just, and then the guys are garbage. So what's the point? I really just don't understand it. But anyway, let us move on. That's my response to you. Question 15, female, 22 to 27, from Portland, Maine. And she's talking about a female in the 50 to 56 age group. So I let my mom use my credit card last Thursday. She was sad and her bank account was empty. She had just gotten dumped and wanted to go out to a bar to see a band she liked. She asked to borrow my credit card. I said, sure. She asked for the balance. Now I only had $115 on it, but it only has a $300 limit. Deb, I make minimum wage at my first job after finally finishing college. I'm still looking for something in my field. So it's just a training credit card that I've paid off 5 times now as I try to build my credit. Anyways, she never gave it back. I figured she just forgot, and I don't use it that often, so I didn't ask for it. Well, today she goes, "How much is left on your card?" I looked surprised. I only had $20. She had gone to another bar on Friday and used my card again for booze. I was hurt and shocked. She then goes, "I hope it's okay." And I immediately go, "Yeah, of course, yes, I love you." No, you shouldn't have said that. I guess I should mention how she was very emotionally abusive to my father and me growing up. This is the first time she's done something like this. One time I paid to fly my brother from Georgia to Maine. She got mad at me for the fact that she was broke during this time. I was too. Well, I had given her my debit card that time, and she treated herself and my brother to lunch. She explained it as she took some liberties, end quote. And one time she took my son's $100 he got for Christmas and spent it. Promised to give it back, but she never did. I also just paid her car payment. I live with her with my 2 kids. They're 1 and 6. I pay all the utilities and internet and oil. She owns the house outright, so she has no mortgage. She only has a car payment and auto insurance. Now, I know I have a super good living situation with my mom. I just feel upset that she took advantage of me letting her borrow my card. I want to talk to her nicely, but I'm scared and I don't know how to bring it up without sounding mean or accusatory. Okay, so you pay all the utilities for the internet and the oil. What about food? And do you pay her any rent? Because no matter where you lived, you would be paying some kind of housing costs. Plus you would be paying oil, and plus you would be paying utilities and stuff separately. Okay, think about that. What I would suggest is you get your cards back, and if your debit card, change the PIN number or get a new card altogether. Don't give her the PIN number anymore. Keep your credit card locked up, and in the future, what you should do is sit down with your mother and say, okay, I'm going to start paying you, a certain amount that I figure would cover, food and rent. And you give her that every month. You do not give her your cards. You don't give her anything else. And then you save the rest of your money so that you and your kids can move out. I mean, what, is she babysitting your kids so you don't have to pay her daycare too? I mean, I'm looking at what the possibilities here and how much financial indebtedness you are to your mother to see if from her perspective, what she spent still leaves you owing her something. You see what I mean? That she feels a little too free to do this. So I'm trying to get a handle on what you're actually paying her to stay there with 2 kids. Where are they daddies at? Why can't he kick down? Why can't you go live with one of them? I don't know. This is bothering me. So yeah, I can see, that she's not right about spending the baby's money and stuff like that. But, what's going on with her? Does she have a job? I mean, what is the financial situation for you two living there? You left all of that out except for, you pay utilities, internet, and oil. But what else do you pay? What does she pay? You didn't put enough information about the money, especially in the fact that this letter is about money. Okay, you should have spelled that out in great detail. Okay, so anyway, those are my questions. I have more questions and answers for you, but that would be my overall solution is you guys work out a fair amount for you to pay to cover those other costs like food and utilities. I mean, food and quote rent, and then that's all you give her every month. That's gonna be her money. She can spend it at the bar. She can stuff it up her ass. Whatever she want to do, she can burn it in the fireplace. It doesn't matter. It's hers to do what she wants to, and she's not getting anything else. Let her know that. That's it. That's all you're getting. Make it work. Okay, question number 16. This is a young lady in the 18 to 21 age group from Lexington, Kentucky. I'm 18 and I started working at a supermarket a few weeks ago. One of my colleagues, a 30-year-old male, have been a little weird. Oh boy. If we're in a group taking our break, he seems normal. But the other day when we just had our break together alone, he started asking pretty intrusive questions, and I just gave vague, nonchalant replies. Think topics like landmarks near your house. Oh, he's trying to figure out where you live. Your school. He's trying to figure out where you go to school. And repeatedly asking relationship questions like if I had a boyfriend because I look like I would. And even stating that he just recently broke up with his girlfriend. After that, I just try to avoid him and find friends to eat with, lunch with. But sometimes shifts and break timings are randomly assigned, and I can't find anyone available. I don't know if I'm just being paranoid or ageist. I've expressed once that I'm uncomfortable with these conversations or ask him to switch topics, but it just seems to go over his head. What should I do? It's not going over his head, but it's like what he's saying to you is, I'm not trying to hear that because I'm on my predator mode and I'm trying to get you. You're an 18-year-old kid. He's a 30-year-old adult. I would remind him of that. Say, I'm an 18-year-old kid and you are a grown man. Don't be asking me questions like that. There's no reason for you to answer them or give these babbly kind of evasive answers. This, again, another young woman who needs to learn to speak up for yourself. You're just entering the workforce. This is the beginning of the shit that's you're going to be finding out happening to you. It's going to be happening all through your 20s and 30s. Men are trash when it comes to boundaries and respecting women, especially on the job. Why do you think that the country had to enact laws to protect women and create sexual harassment laws? Because men don't have any good goddamn sense. They don't even know don't even seem to understand when you need to be concentrated on making your money and when you concentrate on romance. You don't mix work with romance. You don't do it. Okay? And these dudes, they just keep crossing the line. With like they don't even understand. These sexual harassment laws have been in effect for 30, 40, 50 years or something. But they still keep acting like they never heard of it before and they don't understand what's going on. So what you need to do is say, look, what you ask me these intrusive questions borders on sexual harassment. Stop it. The next thing I'm going to do is report you to the supervisor. That's what you say. Okay? You keep trying to, you all worry about, again, being nice. And you better put some bass in your voice and check this motherfucker. Shut this shit down. This is so scary. And tell your manager the kind of stuff he's been asking you. Because this is very personal. And it's very risky and dangerous line of questioning. There's no reason for your employer, a coworker, to ask you for landmarks around your house. He's trying to figure out where you live, which is like setting you up to be stalked. Pay very strict attention to this and report him to the management right now. Okay? You've already tried to get him to stop, and he hasn't stopped. He's like he's not trying to hear it. So you report him to your supervisor. And if you need to, go over that person's head too, because you don't know what his relationship is with the manager. But you say, this guy's making me really uncomfortable, and he's asking me some really personal and intrusive questions. I don't want to be on break with him anymore, and I don't want to work in any assignments with him, and I want you to make him leave me alone, because it's creating a hostile work environment for me. You use that phrase, you'll get their attention because they understand the next thing is lawsuit. Find your voice. I guess I was lucky because I was, the hood rat raised with the brothers because, even at 19, this dude, he said, this is on the job. Come to me talking about, and it's like, I had only been working there a few days too. This white boy gonna come to me looking at me, I had my little dress on because I'm trying to be, 19-year-old, we don't really know how to be professional, but I had a little dress on, it was cute, and some little shoes and stuff, and I was looking nice for the office. And this motherfucker's gonna say to me in front of all these people, ooh, nice rack. Talking about my chest in public, and I'm the only black woman working, the only black person, period, working at this place. And that's how you think that you're gonna address me? I'll haul off and slap the shit out of that motherfucker. Hard, and I was, working out with my brother, so that it had some impact. And I told him, don't you ever talk to me like that. Then I got scared because I was like, oh no, because the whole trading room, it was in the stockbroker's firm. The whole trading room got quiet. And then I ran out the room because I didn't really know what to do after that. I just knew that he had disrespected me and insulted me, and that's what I did. I fired on that motherfucker. And so, yeah. But I'm not going to take that. I don't know who the hell you thought you were, white boy. You done lost your damn mind talking to me crazy like that. So he got a good talking to because it was like, 100 witnesses to it and everything. And it was sexual harassment. So he got a good talking to. Plus, this man was married. It was just terrible. Yeah. I was like 19, 20 years old when I did that. Like, you nasty freak. So anyway, I'm not saying you have to fire on people because he didn't, say anything that egregious to you. But his line of questioning is dangerous. He's trying to find out where you're going to be, which is setting up stalker. That's stalker behavior, okay? So you report that to your management. You might need to get a new job. Since you've only been there a couple of weeks, I would recommend that too. But you let them know what kind of man they got working on their staff and then just deuce out. Don't even give notice, just leave. Go work at a fast food place or something. Question number 17. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group from Denver, Colorado. What is your suggestion for how to get a, quote, nice guy to stop liking you or trying to get close to you when you're really just not interested and it seems like they really only want to date you? Okay, that's a long sentence. For context, this guy is in a lot of my college classes. He's also in my major and year, and he transferred here the same year as me. I'm 19. But we are otherwise complete strangers. But it seems he noticed me and introduced himself without knowing anything about me and kept trying to start pointless conversations to get an edge in. Portrayed that I am not interested in him many times. Another thing is he literally found my Instagram after I told him my name, which is so weird to me. And it turns out we live in the same student apartments, and he saw me in the community center. I tried to ignore and act like I hadn't seen him, but then he legit DM'd me and said he saw me there and asked if we could work on an online final exam together in the community center. I don't know why I find this creepy. I don't know if I'm overreacting, though. I just want to be left alone like I didn't ask for this attention. But the tricky part is he hasn't actually clearly said his intention was to be anything more than friends. But his friends apparently keep trying to set him up, and otherwise, why would he keep specifically going after me when he initially knew absolutely nothing about me? It's honestly really annoying, and it makes me want to avoid places so I can avoid him. But I can't really go and say, hey, I'm not interested in you, leave me alone, or he might just deny it. How do I handle this? So what the fuck he denies it? Who gives a shit? You know, his friends trying to set him up and he keeps harassing you. What you need to do is say, look, you keep trying to create situations for me to be around you, and it's not going to happen. I'm not interested in you. I'm not trying to date nobody, but I'm really just not interested. Okay, so stop following me around. Stop asking me to do stuff with you. Stop being a creep. Because really, you don't know. I mean, do you know for a fact that he lives there, or did he just happen to find out which dorm you in, didn't know what room number, and was just hanging out in the community center hoping to see you? See, that's a big question mark in my mind. Because as I understand, anybody can go in that part, but you can't go up to where the rooms are unless you have, more. They know you, or you have some kind of badge or something like that. I don't know how your dorm is set up, but do you know for a fact that he lives there, or you just saw him there and he told you he lives there? Okay, this is a big question mark in my mind. All right, now he's coming on your Instagram, and you know that he was on it. Why don't you just remove him, block him, or whatever? Okay, so he can't see your Instagram. Make your Instagram private so that only the people that you know can see your stuff. You have options here. You don't have to have your pages open to the public like that. There's nothing you can do about it because he's in your classes and all that kind of stuff. But he introduced himself. That's not in itself is not a big deal. I mean, that's going to happen if you're a cute girl. Guys are going to approach you. That's just something you can't avoid that part. But what you can do is you don't have to let them be all in your social media. You can make your page private. You can block them if they put a request in. You don't have to accept it. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do that evidently you didn't do to put some distance between you and these people that you're not interested in. I think it is creepy. And he want to do an online final exam together. You say, no, I don't want to do my online final exam with you or anybody else. I want you to leave me alone. That's all you have to say to him. You have every right to say that, and it's not rude. And you say you want him to leave you alone, he might deny that he's interested in it. You don't care about that. Say, then if he does say, you say, oh, well, good. I'm glad we're on the same page. So that means that you won't have any problem with leaving me alone because I'm not interested in what you're talking about, sir. Okay? So either way, that's going to work in your favor. Either you're going to be putting him on notice, and even if he denies that that's what he's trying to do, you still put him on notice that it ain't going to happen. So either way, it works for you. Question number 18. This is a female in the 42 to 49 age group from Nottingham, England in the UK. I have a lovely friend. She had an emotionally abusive long-term relationship which ended 5 years ago, and she's been single ever since. She has a history of depression and self-harming, but she is a lovely and kind and vulnerable person. She joined Tinder and matched last week with, quote, her perfect man. They spent 8 of the last 10 days together. Oh, he's love bombing her for real. She says he's too good to be true. They have so much in common. It's uncanny. Prior to this, she was considering single parenting via a sperm donation. Prince Charming is happy to support her in this or see if they can have a child together. After 10 days, Deb, she's 42. Time isn't on her side. And now it transpires that this new man has nowhere to live. He's been kicked out by his landlady, and guess what? He's moving in with her. Surprise, surprise. She's pretty wealthy, has family money. Her parents haven't met this guy yet. I am so worried. She lives in Australia. I am due to fly out next week to see her. She was off with me on FaceTime after I advised her not to move him in. He's a stranger, but she feels sorry for him. She has no options. Oh, he has no options as it's peak tourist season and apartments are hard to come by. Yet he claims he is a professional with enough money not to work, but can't afford the summer rental prices. For context, he's British, who has moved out there. She let it slip that there may be visa issues. She hasn't met any of his friends or family, only an acquaintance from his gym. I'm really concerned and due to see her next week because she is vulnerable. There are huge red flags around this man. Our mutual friend has the same concerns as me. Any wise words, Deb? I have such bad gut feeling and feel this man is bad news. Well, as someone already mentioned, there's this movie out. I think it's on Netflix because I watched it, called The Tinder Swindler. She needs to watch that because that's what's happening to her. There was also a show that was also on Netflix a year or two ago called Dirty John. She needs to watch that because that's what was happening to her. She needs to watch, what was that somebody was telling me the other day? I saw the Deadly Date show, but someone was telling me about something else on the ID channel. I don't remember what she said the name of it. But anyway, all of this concerns the drama around women meeting men online, and these men love bombing them. These men are narcissists. These men are sociopaths and psychopaths. And these women who are vulnerable and emotionally needy seem to, just gravitate to these men. See, to me, once the guy says he don't have no place to live, I'd be like, oh, what you gonna do? And I was thinking I could move in with you. Well, you thought wrong because that's never gonna happen. You have a plan B? Well, no, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's like, oh, well, let me know when you figure that out. But in the meantime, don't call me. See, Deb don't like. I have enough problems of my own. But see, what's her T Neil? At her age, she's acting like this. Girl, that's the age when they tend to act like this the most. And it's the most risky because now these women are professionals, right? They've acquired property, money, investments, sometimes through their husband died or whatever. So they get, their parents died, they have inheritance. Some of these women have a lot of money. I mean, like we're talking like 10, 20, $30 million or more. They own all kinds of property, investments, homes, all kinds of stuff. They have it going on. They have successful businesses. They're about something. They have some assets. And these guys, I mean, they're not going to get with nobody who's broke. They want somebody who's got something for them to take. It's no advantage to them to get with somebody who's like some little Section 8 baby mama, although there are low budget men who will see that as a come up. But these guys are looking for women who's got millions so they can abscond with their money. So, you're going to see her next week. You have a mutual friend who has the same concerns as you. Is your mutual friend in Australia so you guys can do some kind of like take her out to lunch and do an intervention? That might be helpful. Oh, I remember it was called, the ID channel she said it was called Web of Lies. I remember now. Web of Lies. I haven't seen it, but when I posted about what they said in the UK about the 450% increase in violence based on online dating, she shared that she was watching that. So Web of Lies, Dirty John, The Tinder Swindler, and what I was watching called Deadly Dates, and this is concerns cases in the UK. There's probably dozens of more shows that talk about this kind of stuff. But she's caught in that trap, and that's when it happens. Because these women are lonely. They want someone. They're used to being in a relationship. Like I said, sometimes their husband died or something like that. They're used to having a man around, and they want that. They're lonely. And these guys, like their radar picks up on the fact that these women are vulnerable and lonely, and they got some money too. They be in there. It's so sad. So do what you can for your friend, and you have to wash your hands of it because she's a grown woman. There's nothing much you can do. But she, talk to her so she can never ever say, well, nobody told me. I hope she survives this because a lot of women don't. The guys put big insurance policies on them and stuff, and then the next thing you know, Her friend is no more, and they marry him and they take all his stuff. So, hopefully she'll listen to you. Question number 19. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group from Windlesham, Surrey, England. One of my friends is getting married this year after canceling it in 2020 due to the global situation. It's important to mention I live abroad in the UK since 4 years. In 2020, that same year, we had a big fight because I didn't come back to the US to attend her bachelorette party due to it being rescheduled several times. I had other plans. I didn't have any vacation time. And I wasn't really wanting to attend as our relationship was fading because she was not being very nice to me. Deb, since 2020, we've only spoke over messages, basically for me asking to meet her when I was in town, visiting family, which we didn't manage to do, or congratulating her for her baby. Recently, she asked on the wedding Facebook group for the guest addresses again, since many people have moved, and to send their new invitations. I took the opportunity to message her and said I would be gladly present. Her reply was very cold, though. Then I asked what was the plan for the couples and if I could bring my partner, who I have been with for 3 years and who she met when I just started dating. She hasn't responded yet or read the message. Well, she is active on a group chat that we have in common. I take this as a no, but also as an F you. I don't want to meet your partner or make you feel included again. All my friends told me it's normal to come with your partner at a wedding, right? Why would I be the only one coming as a single person while all our friends will bring their plus one? I can imagine that it's logistically complicated if it was not planned from the beginning, but I still find it not nice that it makes me want to skip the whole thing. What do you think? Should I skip it or am I the one not being reasonable here? Okay, snowflake girl. When did she tell you that you couldn't bring them? Okay, let's start there. You asked if you could. It's normal to bring somebody. Why? She knows you got a 3-year partner. Why would she tell you, no, you can only come by yourself? You putting too much on it. If he wants to go, now that's the other question. He might not want to go. But if he wants to go to the U.S. with you to go to your raggedy friend's wedding, then you buy 2 tickets and y'all go. You don't have to have any conversation with her about it. You don't need her permission to bring your dude to your wedding. Everybody else is going to be bringing their spouse, mate, boyfriend, whatever. You do bring yours too if he wants to go. Now, let's go back to this friendship, though. You said that, she treated you kind of badly. You guys kind of fell out, and you've only been dealing with texts and stuff, and that you never really got to meet her when you did go to town. So, like, she was avoiding your stuff. So my question back to you is, why are you even tripping about going to her wedding? You send her back a note that says, congratulations, I will not be attending, and that's it. That's all you have to say. And then you don't worry about her. You don't talk to her. You don't chase her down when you're in town. You don't concern yourself with somebody who's not concerning herself with you. Okay? Same thing in a relationship with a man. He treated you like an option, then you treat him like one. You trying to make her a priority when you about to unask thousands of dollars and stay at a hotel and go through all kinds of changes to go to a wedding of somebody who don't give a shit about you and hasn't in years. What are you doing? If you want to spend some money and stuff, you can send it to me. I'll happily take it. My Cash App is in the show description page. You'll be wasting money doing some shit like this. It's unbelievable. Yeah, she raggedy. I mean, what about her's not raggedy? I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I'm just really not into all this stuff. When somebody treats me like shit, I mean, they're giving you a very clear message that you're not important to them. So why are you tripping? And our final question, I survived 20 questions tonight. These people are kind of wild today. I don't know. I'm sitting here blinking like, wow. Cuz, I'm just saying. Okay, our final question 20. Before I do it, send it to me. Shit. What is unasked $5,000 in place? I could really make use of it. I have some shit I need. I haven't been able to work in months now. This is the most work I'm doing. Is killing me. But let me see what I want to do. I wanted to make sure that I say this one more time. Catch everybody before you get up out of here. We'll be here on Sunday. So whether you are one of these kids, whether you decide you want to have kids, or if you're a parent who already is trying to figure out how to raise your children so they aren't the special snowflakes all in their feelings like the people who wrote in today, then you need to watch this show. It's going to be a very important discussion, and I would like to have your input too, those of you who are parents. If you have questions about how to do this, then what you could correct to make sure that your kids grow up to be strong, purposeful, independent adults with high self-esteem. This is an important show for you to watch. Okay, it's Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific, which is 7 if you're on the East Coast. So hit that subscribe button to make sure that you are in on it, and because you never know, I might do something else too. All right, now our final question is, hey Deb. This is a young man, 22 to 27, from Austin, Texas. Hey, Deb, I'm writing about a conflict I'm having with my girlfriend. We are pretty young. She's 25 and I'm 27 for context. We are in a fight because she wants me to pay more in rent so she can pay more on her debt, even though she doesn't want to get a second job like I did so that I could get out of debt. That's the backstory. So I got a second full-time job and I make about $130,000 a year if I stay here. I've only been doing it for 4 months so far, but my girlfriend now expects me to pay more in rent and groceries, so she'll have more money to pay down her debt of around 25 grand. It's not like she works fast food. She makes $63K, good money for her age. I got the second job because I was in debt, more than $25,000. But thankfully, after working both jobs for 3 months, I paid $19,000 off and just have $5,000 in student loans left. I can do that in a short amount of time, and then I can be debt-free. My issue is that she doesn't want to get a second job to help expedite her debt payments. Instead, she wants me to pay more in our joint household bills than I have been paying. I don't like this plan because she breaks everything I give her. She destroyed my AirPods when she dropped them in the garbage disposal when it was running. She claims she put my new iPhone in the washer by mistake and destroyed it, so I had to go buy a replacement. Plus, her dog regularly chews on my shoes, and I have had to replace several pairs. Well, this is interesting. How do I tell her I don't want to pay more because I feel like I'm working 2 jobs? I work 95 hours a week, Deb, only for her to break shit, and then I'm just left replacing it and wasting more of my money that I work for to set up myself financially. What do I say to her? You say, bye, bitch. That's what you say. Dude, are you not understanding what's going on here? This girl is being very passive aggressive. She's okay. This is the thing, and I have this attitude. That's where I recognize it. I would never go this far, but I recognize what's behind her motivation. Basically, her attitude is, well, you might not want to spend your money so it benefits me, but I'm gonna make sure that it don't benefit you either. That's what she's doing. So you unassing hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, replacing, the new iPhone and all that stuff. Those are thousands of dollars, and then replacing AirPods and replacing pairs and pairs of shoes and whatever you say, she breaks everything, but you want to give those examples. But all those are very expensive items. I don't know how much AirPods cost. I'm sure these people in the things do, and I don't know how much. Oh, thank you. Who was that? I saw something fly up there. Somebody gave it. Oh, Giggles. Thanks, Giggles. And I'm not gonna say no because I'm broke as hell. But anyway, this girl, she's basically trying to, this is her way of getting back at you for not giving her, your financial support so that she can be on easy street while you cover most of the bills. What I would do if I were you is I would sit her down. I would say, look, we're not married. I don't owe you anything. I love you, but we're not married. So your debt is not my debt. Your problems are not my problems. That's just the way that it is. We're splitting the responsibilities here because we both live here, and we agreed to that, and we're going to maintain that agreement. Now, please don't push this because then I'll have to give you a bill or take you to small claims court for all the items of mine that you have destroyed. That's going to be several $1,000s you already owe me for your stuff that your dog has chewed up and ruined and the stuff that you accidentally destroyed. I really don't understand how somebody could accidentally dump something in the garbage disposal when it's running. She did that shit on purpose. I'm not sure why you don't understand that. And put your thing in the washing machine. She probably put it in the toilet and claimed she put it in the washing machine. Who does that? You pick up the clothes and put them in the washing machine, you can feel the weight of the phone. She did all of this on purpose. And she lets her dog chew your shit up. What you ought to do is put your stuff up on the shelf or get you a shoe rack or something. Put your shit on the shelf where the dog can't get it. And put her shoes on the floor. Let her dog chew up her shoes for a change. I bet you it magically won't happen. She's putting your shoes down so the dog says she wants the dog to chew on them. You get me? You feeling me? I don't think you really understand what's going on here. That's why I'm breaking it down to you. What you really need to do is say, bye, bitch, and move the fuck out. You got the money to afford your own place. Get it. Do it. Move. Break up. Move on. Put your money in your pocket. Invest your money in something that's going to grow for you. Start opening yourself a retirement account now while you're young and making a lot of money. Put as much as you can after you pay off your debt. All the money you pay toward debt, put it in a Roth IRA or something. Do something with yourself so that you have set yourself up for the future. One thing you do not need is some leech ass girlfriend, trying to sponge off of you. She's not your wife. Okay? You don't owe her anything. Now, if y'all was married, then I would be on you like, dude, come on, really? But that's not the case here. You don't need to help her, and you're under no obligation to do that. She is a mere girlfriend, and she needs to stay in her envelope. Okay? Stay out your wallet. That's the bottom line there. Yeah, I mean, $63 is not chump change. I mean, it's not that much around here in the Bay Area, to tell you the truth. But, where did he say they live? Hold on a second. Oh, they're in Austin. Well, I don't know what the prices of rents or stuff are there, but whatever. It can't be as horrible as it is here. So $63,000 in Texas, you don't pay any state tax. I do know that. So that chunk that we get taken out of our check, that 20%, that's still in her check. So you know what I mean? She could live really well on 63. Plus, she's splitting household rent and bills and stuff like that. So she should have a lot of money. Just because you got 2 full-time jobs and you working 95 hours a week, dude, I don't know how you going to do it. How you going to keep that up? You might, hopefully you won't get sick as we start heading into winter. But if I were you, I would kind of slow down on that. Pay all your bills off and then deuce out on one of them jobs. Keep the one that pays you the most. You don't want to work yourself too hard to where you start affecting your health. You need to make sure you get a proper rest and all that. But once you get your bills paid off, then, you'll be all right. Move. Yeah, let her go. Send her to the light. Tell her to go to the light, which is away from you. All right. So that was good. I actually still have some energy since I had my long nap. I guess I'll be up watching, my crime shows now, because I'm wide awake at this point. But let me see here. Let me get what we got going on. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I already showed you guys the show for Sunday, so that's gonna be up Sunday at 4:00. Helicopter parenting and how modern parents are failing their children. That's 4 p.m. Other than that, you guys be sure to hit that like, the subscribe button, and then share any video here. It doesn't have to be this one. Share any video. And I will see you again on Sunday. So thanks for sitting in with me. Thanks for those who made a donation for me. I appreciate all the financial assistance because, like I said, the sister hadn't been able to work for a couple of months. But hopefully I'll get myself back together maybe in a month or so and be able to do something for myself for a change. But I appreciate everyone's kind words of support as I go through this horrible process. Please don't be like me. Take better care of yourself, okay? I'll see y'all real soon. Bye-bye.